Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hello, you're listening to the podcast, So There I Was. It's how all great aviation tales begin. Greetings, everybody. Repeat here, coming to you from somewhere just south of the Albemarle Sound in North Carolina. And it's just me tonight with a special update. I want to start off by saying Fig is okay. And he's going to be okay, we hope. But that's where we're going. I want to tell you that Fig isn't here because he was involved in a horrific crash yesterday in his truck. He was essentially crushed between two semi-trucks, tractor trailers in an accident. And when the firefighters rolled up, they expected a fatality. But he actually broke his way out of the truck, but not without serious injuries. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was bad. Fig himself described it to me as the most violent thing I've ever experienced. And that's coming from a guy who is not rattled easily. So I want you to sit with that for a second because it tells you everything about how serious this was and is. Here's the part I need you to hear next, though, because it's the most important part. He's alive. He's talking. He's actually already cracking jokes with the people around him. If you know Fig, that last part doesn't surprise you. Not at all. But let me walk you where through things stand. Physically, he took a serious beating. He's sore, understandably, but this morning he was up and moving and doing PT and walking the hallway, and he's been released from the hospital. What he went through, it's honestly remarkable. His surgeon actually told the room more than once that he's lucky to be alive. She said that going into his exam, based on the accident report alone, she wasn't expecting to find him without other major injuries. But he does have major injuries. She found him joking around with his crew and just, one significant injury. And that injury is to his eye. I'm not going to get into the clinical details here out of respect for Fig and his privacy, but I'll be straight with you. It's serious. There was real trauma to the eye itself, and there's a fracture in the orbital socket, and the doctors are watching that closely. Right now, whether he keeps his vision in that eye is genuinely a 50-50 shot, is what the doctors are saying. They've described it as a coin flip. It's not something any of us take lightly, and it's not something Fig takes lightly either. In spite of his good spirits, he's facing real challenges ahead, and he's facing them head on. He's already told his family he's mentally preparing himself for the possibility of losing vision in his eye and preparing to adapt to that if that's what happens. That's who he is. He doesn't wait for permission to be strong, and here's the thing. Even with all of that hanging over him, he was up this morning making jokes. He was talking about getting back to work. He's already thinking about the practical stuff, like getting his employer looped in on his situation so nothing falls through the cracks while he's out. That's him. Flat on his back one day, really bad. And that's behind him. And he's still thinking 2 steps ahead and trying to make the people around him laugh, which has been such a blessing for this show, for all of us. And so here's what I'm asking from you that are listening right now. First of all, prayers. If you pray, pray hard. Pray hard for Fig. Specifically, pray for his eye, for total healing, for the process ahead of him. This is going to be a long road, not a short and easy one, and the outcome isn't decided yet. I believe prayer matters, and I believe this community's prayers matter, so I'm asking for them from you directly, no hesitation. Second, if you're not the praying type, that's okay too. Send good thoughts, send strength, however you frame it for yourself. Just send it his way. And third, for those of you who know Fig personally or who've been part of his show's community for long enough, this show's community for long enough to feel like you do know him, his family wanted me to pass along that you're welcome to reach out. So you can send a note to him, whatever feels right, to Fig, F-I-G, at sothereiwas.us, F-I-G at sothereiwas.us. If you know his address and or his phone number, you're welcome to reach out to him that way as well. I would have thought, give me a few days to get my bearings, but no, that's how it is. And it means something to him right now. Several Marines in our group have all reached out to Pam and Fig right away and said, anything you need, it's a phone call, a text away, and we'll drop what we're doing and we're with you. And I know many of you feel that way too. So it's with a heavy heart I bring this information to you. But I guess I want to end this the way Fig would want me to end it. Not with dread, not with fear, with some hope, and honestly, a little bit of humor, because that's what he'd be doing if he was in our seats and the tables were turned. The man survived something that he called the most violent thing he's ever been through, and less than 24 hours later, he's walking the hallway on his own 2 feet, cracking jokes with the nurses, the doctors, and that's not luck alone. That's Fig. That's who exactly who he is, and who he's always been on the show and with all of us, and he's going to keep being Fig through all of this recovery. So we're going to take a short pause on regular episodes while he heals up, but we're coming back, and when we do, Fig's going to be sitting right back in that chair talking with all of us and probably already turning this whole thing into a bit, you know? So until then, keep him in your thoughts and prayers, keep his family in your prayers, and we'll keep you posted right here on the show. So, don't sit on the collective. Don't sit on the ejection seat handle. Stay safe and check 6. And until we're back with you with more shows, I'm going to have some stories from the North Carolina still coming forward. And I may wind up running some reruns and maybe have Sticks sit in or Bago sit in. We'll figure it out. But I knew you all would want to know. Fig's been through a major life event, and he's coming out of it with his sense of humor intact, even though the rest of him isn't necessarily intact. But that's it. So until we chat again, stay safe and check 6.
Well, there I was, crossing the pond, and you could see that I wasn't exactly fond of all the shit I was wearing on that day. Now an F-16 is cramped enough, but it's even worse with all that stuff supposed to save your life. But we knew there was no way. 'Cause when you're going down the North Atlantic, man, it's over.
Now I have to face stupid reality again.